Oh no, there are too many of them. This is useless. We're done for. Don't fall back. Hold the line. Orangofta. A huge, oily Nalvashani is waiting for you with his arms folded.
Ah, here comes the commander, kids. So, Commander, do you like what you see? You've arrived just in time to hear your friends screaming for help. They trusted you, and look what's happened to them. Do you actually think you can rescue them? Who do you think you are?
Apona Vicious.
You shouldn't have angered our master, mortal. He will take away everything you have. Your mind and your flesh included. You belong to him now.
We sent this army here, beast.
We all serve our master Baphomet, Lord of the Labyrinth. He promised us Dresden and your skin as a doormat.
Well, questionable design choice. The Mirrorlith adds with a smug grin.
You only get Dresden, Orangofta. The skin is mine and mine only. You will look splendid in my chambers in the ineluctable prison. I'll do what that idiot Minago failed to accomplish. I destroy the ward stone as you watch, little commander, and then I admire your despair frozen on your face forever.
Really charming, guys. I rescue my friends. You can't intimidate me. The Nalvashani bursts into laughter.
I'll rescue my friends. And how exactly will you do that, you pathetic Golarion maggots? What can you do on your own without your army? Yell inspirational speeches? Oh no, I'm so scared. And then all that pathetic defenders of Dresden will be inspired and turned into invincible force? Yes, that's usually how it goes in fairy tales. Do you know what happens next in real life?
Your friends will rot in my lord's dungeon, and their bones will join the myriad others.
We'll wipe away your army, and you'll along with it. But I won't kill anyone. I'll lock you in a cage and start torturing your friends. Once I'm done with you, they will come and spit in your face. They'll tell you themselves what torment you doomed them to.
With a pointed yawn, the Mirrorlith remarks casually,
It's time to end this, mortal. He has nothing to surprise us with.
You are just a dumb mortal insect. You are nobody.
And we have 3 options. Requires legend mythic pass. Yes, I am immortal. I'm the commander of the 5th Crusade. This is my city, my people, and my destiny. We can go with the Zata mythic path, which I will go. We could go for the Dragon mythic path. That one is new, and I think it's connected to hell. I'm a gold dragon, my heart is full of compassion, but my spirit is relentless. I will allow those who want to leave to go in peace, but those who will stay, I will have to destroy. Let's go with the Zata. I am the wind of change. You shouldn't have tried to stand in my way. Power rushes through your body, almost ripping it apart. The wound in your chest bursts open in a spray of bloody droplets. The might bestowed upon you by the abyss and Areelu Vorlish erupts into this world, and you pay for it in purest agony. The echo of your voice rolls over the street of Dresden, spreading beyond the city, soaring up into the air, and is answered by a chorus of voices that seems to reverberate in every street and alleyway. Is it really just an echo? Or perhaps these are indeed the voices of your friends rushing to help after hearing your call? Ooh. Nice, some summoning portals. Well, we still don't seem to be that many. Is it enough? Ha! It is. Ah, even with the rainbow. Ooh, the Temple of Iomadae. Is that her? Is that the inheritor herself? I think so. An incredible silence suddenly descends over the city. It is broken by the solemn sound of fanfares that seem to come from far away, everywhere and nowhere all at once. All eyes are turned to the huge stained glass window of the city's main cathedral. It begins to glow with a soft light, and in the next breath, a lone figure steps out of the glass onto the cobblestone of Dresden. It is her.
Knight Commander, at last we meet.
Awesome. I think meeting a deity in the flesh is really something mythical and legendary. There's no mistaking her. Iomadae, the goddess who has deigned to descend to the world of mortals. Your companions shade their faces, unable to withstand her radiance. The surviving demons quiver, the townsfolk fall to their knees, but the deity's eyes are on you, and you alone. Oh, chaotic, make an obscene gesture. Gods don't often descend to our world.
They rarely have good reason to. I suppose you're asking yourself why I am here. Gods must not interfere directly in the affairs of mortals. But what is happening here, in the Worldwound, is no longer the concern of mortals alone.
What changed?
And this is proof. This fortress has witnessed so many horrors and miracles. It makes me wonder how it still stands.
For a moment, the goddess diverts her eyes from your face and looks out over Dresden, surveying the chaos caused by the recent battle, the manifestation of your power.
Goodness and the light of hope are not unknown to you, but you mix them with recklessness. And the power that feeds this recklessness
Good.
is dangerous.
Or Azata.
You have achieved victory by uniting outcasts and pariahs. But where are you leading them? And what will your beautiful promises of freedom cost you?
Did you remember all the times where I said, like, Logan is not at all an Iomadae person? I mean, for one, he's following Desna, but like what she just said is, you can hear the lawfulness in every word. Like recklessness and kind of disapproving of outcasts and pariahs, and yeah.
But I did not come here to reproach you, or to bewail the fate of the unfortunate defenders of Dresden. I wish to stop the forces of evil and defend Golarion, both from Deskari's violent rage and from Nocticula's insidiousness. But that is not my only goal. I have come here to restore justice, for justice is the birthright of all. That's why I hail you as a hero who has triumphed over the demons many times.
In general, it seems very hard to talk about justice in a region where people fall prey to the Worldwound and demons so often. I mean, yeah, they mustn't interfere with mortal affairs, yada yada, but still, wasn't there more you could do?
At the same time, I grieve for you, as for a soul that is caught in a web of demonic deceit and villainy.
Being part of Areelu's experiment. Or not part, the subject. Yeah, I think the second one is like Logan's pure reaction. I mean, like Logan wouldn't be like on purpose disrespectful cause it's a deity, but Logan wouldn't like talk any different to a deity. I've achieved more in my crusade than all the other crusaders achieved in 100 years, so if you think you're going to criticize me for using my powers, think again.
I am not here to offer reproach. I am here to warn you.
Don't embrace your powers?
In that moment, when my poor herald was being torn apart by monsters, he found the strength to send me a message about what he had learned in the Abyss. You were in Elutionera, where you spoke with the Lady in Shadow and the Architect of the Worldwound, They confessed what they had done to you, but they did not reveal the whole truth. Both you and this unfortunate world will have to pay dearly for the power that they so generously bestowed upon you. But all is not yet lost. That is why I have come.
I mean, that's what we saw in the restored Lexicon of Paradox, that inevitably we will die because of the power. But I mean, how to cure it? The walls of... Okay, let me take away the text for a second. The walls of Dresden shake again, and with a ringing laugh, a black shadow appears before the shining goddess, Nocticula in the flesh. Standing beside her is Areelu Vorlish, who stares at the goddess with ice-cold rage in her eyes. What an epic meeting! A full-on goddess, a demon lord, and well, Areelu Vorlish.
Who here has been taking my name in vain? Ah, it's you, the Inheritor. What's this? Our worst fears have come to pass. The gods are flocking to Golarion. This merry little tinderbox could ignite at any moment, reducing the material plane to dust.
Is it now salvation against temptation? And Areelu? It kind of sounds like a joke. A deity of righteousness, a demon lady, and the architect of the Worldwound enter a bar.
I did not come here to fight.
Oh, really? I didn't realize you were good for anything else. Forgive me, that was unfair of me. Judging by your successes over the last 100 years, fighting is not your forte. After all, the wound is still there, as far as I know. So why are you here? If you have come to meddle in my affairs, don't expect me simply to stand aside.
And Nocticula is not amused. This part is really getting started now. Who will be next to arrive? Caden Kalian, perhaps?
The two of us will be more than enough. Listen to what I have to tell you. If she wishes to be present for this conversation, so much the better. Do you hear me, Nocticula? You and your servant are under no obligation to leave. I have come here to shed the light of truth. Let us see if you both can withstand its merciless radiance. I cannot change the flow of mortal history by force. After all, the Worldwound is their doing, although committed at the behest of the Abyss. But sometimes force is unnecessary, and truthful words are all it takes.
But sometimes forces are necessary doesn't feel like something true to many of the events in this game so far.
The goddess who was mortal not so long ago is eager to judge us for our sins now. My sin, to be precise. What lies behind your eagerness, proud Iomadae? Righteous wrath? Or perhaps fear? Watch out. A simple mortal woman has learned how to grant powers to others. Powers which are beyond the wildest dreams of many Imperial lords. This must be stopped, forbidden, taken away immediately. After all, what need will we have for all these arrogant gods once we become their equals?
Is it about that? Is it about challenging? I mean, I know that I already had that impression earlier, that it's just about to test limits of what's even possible. Seems like something that really drives Areelu.
Silence. It's impolite to interrupt your elders. But you know, Inheritor, she does have a point. What are you going to do now? Break my weapon, which has made so many victories possible, and only because he received that weapon from my profane hands, and the entire affair must therefore be profane also? What real reasons do you have? Save those born of your envy, your capriciousness, and your suspicions?
I mean, technically still from Areelu's hands and not Nocticula's hands, but well.
My reasons are quite real, as you well know. That is why you appeared here in such haste, is it not? You have woven a delicate lace of half-truths, Nocticula. From you and your servant, the Knight Commander has learned that he is bound to the Worldwound, that he is slowly dying because of its influence, and that he is yet capable of closing it. But you withheld a crucial piece of information. You never told him that closing the wound won't save him from death. For this lock will destroy the key to which it is bound. The one who closes the world wound will die along with it.
Oh. Wow, so we're basically just sacrifice? But the thing is, I could imagine Nocticula planning that, but not Areelu. I mean, everything seemed to be about us, and there was too many reactions to certain things. Why even care about the mythic power and everything if we just die? I'm sure there's more to it.
That is true. I tried to tell you back in Illusionera, but I was not allowed to. It is an unavoidable consequence of this process. To stitch two planes together as I have stitched Golarion and the Abyss, the soul of a mortal must be woven with the essence of the Abyss. To undo this seam, the original soul, the key, must be ripped apart. No one could survive such a process.
Yikes. Areelu's voice sounds almost indifferent. She doesn't look at the furious goddess. Her eyes are glued on you. Wow. Nocticula, why were you trying to hide this from me?
Trying, you say? I successfully hid the truth from you for as long as I deemed necessary. Are you expecting me to explain myself? My goal is to close the world wound, not to grant you a happily ever after.
But I mean, why should we do that? I mean, yeah. Damn it, we're playing a good character. Yeah, Logan definitely would sacrifice himself if it meant closing the world wound. But I mean, is Nocticula just expecting us to be good? Is there like a different dialogue if your alignment is different? In other words, I'll die if I don't close the wound, and I'll die if I do close it.
It is true. Now do you see the perils of accepting a demonic gift? No matter how much power the Abyss gives you, that power will always be tainted by lies and misfortune. This is the justice I promised you.
Wow.
The right to know the whole truth, and not to be a plaything in the hands of abyssal spawn.
I kinda expected more though, like a solution or something. So, what if I reject this power?
You will live.
There's a way to do that?
You will lose everything that makes life worth living.
You will spoil a brilliant endeavor and destroy the lives of thousands of mortals who will be devoured by the legions of demons coming from the Abyss. Aside from that, you won't do anything extraordinary at all.
You didn't even have a choice. Yeah. Iomadae sounds very judging, especially given the fact that we never agreed to those experiments or stuff. So, what if I'm willing to sacrifice my life if it means closing the world wound?
Oh, how noble! For a brief moment, I even felt some regret that we demons are incapable of such lovely feelings.
Wow.
You see now, Inheritor? My little protege has more nobility in him than you expected. Shame on you.
This nobility is exactly why I came here. To help the Knight Commander learn the truth, and to show him that he has been used. Besides,
True.
I do not believe that you have been acting for selfless reasons, Lady in Shadow. Honesty and nobility have never counted among your virtues. You own the main source of Nahindrian crystals, and your servant Areelu has learned how to break the laws of the universe with their help. Can it be that the ruler of darkness and mistress of assassins has not conceived a way to use this formidable gift for her own benefit?
Just imagine, the demon lord of honesty and nobility.
Accusations, suspicions, all completely hollow, just like your bright-eyed pretty little head. It's a pity you inherited Eridan's sword, but not his sharp mind. I have but one goal now. To stop the armies of that lecherous billygoat and that gluttonous bug from strutting around my domain as if it were their own. I don't give a fig whether it will help mortals or hurt them. If the enemy of your enemy makes you a mutually beneficial proposition, you would have to be a complete idiot to say no.
Famous demonic saying. But yeah, I mean, that's the part. Nocticula is lying and scheming and deceiving, granted. But at least you can expect that everything she does is for her own gain. Of course she doesn't do it to be selfless or something. Okay, let's just ask the last question, and I think after that we have to do a decision. Goddess, can you help me cleanse my soul of the influence of the Abyss?
Areelu has planted a piece of the Abyss itself in your soul. The only thing that can cleanse the soul of such a taint is that same soul. But I will be near. I will show you how to root out the demonic corruption. I am not a demon, and I do not offer any simple solutions. You will have to go your own way, no matter where it leads.
A heretic would now say, so you're offering no solutions. If you say do it yourself. I don't know. On the other hand, that means like that we're agreeing to just let the world wound stay as it is. Well, now I'm finally starting to understand the rules of this game. Do I though?
Yes. The power that Nahindrian crystals grant you will bring about nothing but your own demise. The branches of the Tree of Sin are vast and verdant, but its only fruit is death. You will not be able to save yourself unless you reject everything that has been foisted upon you. Now you know everything.
I didn't expect so many reveals after the end of Act 4. But oh boy.
No, we're not quite finished with the revelations yet. Few secrets remain to be revealed, but they will be worth the wait.
What is she going to tell us? Or is she just vanishing and we have to hunt her again? Areelu's voice rings with surprising, somewhat feral delight.
Does this look familiar? Do you remember the similar wound above your own heart? I have given you enough hints. Come on, ask me the question I have been waiting for.
Oh. I read the text before I explain. With a flick of the witch's wrist, something changes in her. As if a veil has fallen, one so thin that it was almost invisible, but which had clouded your vision nonetheless. Now, you can see what was hidden before. A deep, open wound above Areelu's heart. The wound pulsated as blood dripped from it. And the thing is, you can see it. That's this part. I never gave it any thought, but this violet, kind of sparkling, kind of crackling looking wound, she also has the same wound as we do. So she probably opened the world wound with herself. Or it was part of the fusing herself with demonic essence. Let's check past. I received my wound because you, Areelu, implanted the essence of the Abyss in my soul when you expanded the world wound. My question is, why do you have a similar wound? Could it be because you used your own soul as a key when you first opened the world wound? There's more than one key.
That's right. And this means that the world wound actually has 2 keys.
It is! Awesome! But that means we can also sacrifice Areelu. And I'm quite sure that Nocticula didn't know that, because otherwise she would have just sacrificed Areelu. But why? What is Areelu trying to accomplish? Also, you now have all the answers for the right, or the hints for the right question. It always feels like she's testing us, like she's trying to get a certain reaction, right? A smile dawns on Areelu's face, approving and triumphant. I love this game, I love the story.
Good question. Just imagine. I have wasted so much time chasing the key to the world wound, and the key was right under my nose this whole time. Areelu, my love, come over here.
And I was right. Areelu just used Nocticula. Nice. Areelu does not look like someone who has been concerned or cornered. Without a trace of fear, she gives you a faint nod and then makes a barely discernible gesture with her hand and disappears as if she were never here.
Wait, I said wait!
Nice.
That little
That's awesome.
bitch. I knew she would betray me sooner or later, but I never expected such an idiotic stunt.
And it's always about us.
But everything seems to be falling into place quite nicely. You see, you don't have to die after all. Areelu opened the world wound, and Areelu will be the one who closes it, whether she likes it or not. Although, someone will need to catch her first, and this will require certain powers.
But what is Areelu's game? Why did she even reveal that to us? Why did she risk herself like that? There has to be more to it.
Yes, Areelu Vorlesh will pay for her crimes with her life. Her flight confirms that our suppositions were correct. But now we know that the world wound can be sealed with her blood. You have no reasons to remain indebted to the Abyss and indulge the Queen of the Succubi. Reject her gift and secure your victory while being the person you were before Areelu Vorlesh corrupted you. Win as a mortal and become a legend among mortals.
Do you remember the legendary mythic path? That might be connected.
She's talking rubbish. True, we gave you the power, but it was you who chose how to wield it. It belongs to you,
I agree
and it
with
will
that.
remain yours, so you can do whatever you want with it. But first, you must use it to close the world wound. You aren't going to catch this world's most powerful witch, and a half-demon one at that, with your bare hands, are you?
The only thing that surprises me is like, why isn't Nocticula doing that herself?